Hey, what's up? You're watching this video because you need help with Adobe Photoshop. All right, let's get in it then. Thanks for watching. You are on this because you want to know how to take a basketball photo, white background, and just make it all white, make it all dope looking. Because it is a raw photo, it initially will open up Camera Raw, and I shot on a Canon EOS R6, which is a pretty dope still camera. So I'm gonna increase the exposure. Right, I wanna brighten it up a little bit, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of saturation, just a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and open that. All right, so now I like to do my photos in 8x10 or 10x8 or a square. I kind of like this as a square, so let's do it as a square then. Ratio would be 1:1 as a square. And I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger because I want to just square them. I want to put them right in the middle. So as you can see, we've got all this right here, all this right here, okay? So the great thing about this photo is it was shot all inside the white, so that's pretty easy. This is what this video is all about. Anything that's within this white, it's very easy to manipulate. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna use the selection tool, right? Rectangular marquee selection tool. And I'm just going to click and drag this whole side right here, and I'm going to right click. So on Macs, basically it is Control and then click, and then you wanna hit fill, and then you want to hit content. Make sure that when you fill, this is on content aware, then hit OK. And then it's going to take all the artificial intelligent magic and figure out that you want to just have this whole entire thing with the white background. So it looks like, see, check it out. It looks like the white background was extended. There's a little bit of some shading right here, which we'll mess with, and I'll show you a little bit later. So we want to do that to the other side. Same thing, marquee selection tool, fill, content aware, hit OK, okay, and then we'll do it to the top, go all the way down. I want the selection tool or the AI to recognize as much as possible so it looks natural AF. You see there's a little bit of darkness right there, but I'll show you what to do as soon as we get there. So the next thing is I'm going to zoom in, so I'm going to Command plus, and I'm going to scroll down and look, there's a few things like there was dirt from the, they're wearing their basketball shoes, so there's a little bit of dirt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the spot healing brush and we'll just boop, boop, make those disappear. Boop, 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 boop. I think that's basically it. Then the next thing is I'm gonna zoom out. And I want to see some shadow, so I like the shadow right here. So I want to keep this kind of like dark gray. I like it dark gray like that. So what I'm going to do first off is I want to cut up Mars, and I want to make sure that he's popping out and he's its own layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this. Actually, you're going to right click on this tool, and you're going to go to object selection. So I don't know if you know about Photoshop, that if you don't see all your tools and there's this little down arrow right here, you just hit Control on it and right click on it, Control click, and then you'll see all the tools that are under it. So I want the object selection tool, and because this is, well, Mars is in front of a white screen, it will identify. So look, it already knows, it picks out the basketball, it picks him out, but I want all of that. So I'm going to select him, I'm clicking and dragging. So then the artificial intelligent tool will see, now it's got all these little ants all around him. I want to master it a little bit. So I'm going to zoom in just to make sure everything that I want is selected. As you can see, it looks like it's done a great job. And in this instance, I don't feel like I need to do any other work. But look, there's a little bit right there, even all the way down to the laces. So it basically took everything that is not the white backdrop. I feel pretty good about that. So in some cases, like if he was wearing like a white jersey, it would be really tough to separate him. the object selection tool. Did a great job. Oh, okay, I accidentally unchecked him. So let me go back, select that, highlight him, selected him really well. I'm going to Command C, Command V. And what that does is going to copy, and now it's going to make it, and it's going to paste it and give me a new layer. So I can now that Mars is a second layer, if you look down to the bottom right corner over here, if I uncheck this, oh, see, there's a little bit right here. See how it didn't really take them? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and I'm going to actually maybe take another second layer, but actually I'm going to just do it again so it's cleaner. So I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to do another object selection. Okay. So as you can see, it's going to select it again. So now what I'm going to do is, because now I know that it didn't quite take everything very well for whatever reason, I don't know how to call that, but I'm going to take this quick selection tool and just master everything to make sure everything got taken. So I'm just going to go in here all the way around just to make sure that everything was taken to its fullest. The last thing, see, in some cases, and I'm clicking and I'm clicking and I'm clicking. So see, there's some that it just didn't grab because maybe it's too bright or something. Just gonna make sure everything was taken. Okay, especially around the shoes. There's a little bit of off-white stuff in here. There's a little bit of lace right there, but I think I'm gonna let that go. It's not that crucial. Okay, feel good about this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, again, Command C, Command V, and look, it made another layer. And I'm gonna double check again that when I uncheck the background, this looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. See that? The checkerboard means that it's now an invisible background. So now what I want to do is I want to take this right here. See that shading right there? And I'm going to go ahead and click on this background to make sure that I've selected this, and this is what I'm working on, this layer, this background layer. And I'm going to take the sample, the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to grab this sample, a sample of this white area. I like how this is bright right here. Okay, I'm going to take this, brighten that right there. And then I'm going to take my brush tool, and the brush is soft round is what it is. Yeah. And then I'm going to take the size up to 1040. Okay, so it's really big. The bigger it is, it's less, I guess, less hard. So as I stated, I took sample from the bright area. So I'm just going to take a quick swipe, making sure that background is the layer that I'm working on. I'm just going to paint the background. And because it is soft round, it's not going to be so, if you look, see how this dark area, now I'm just going to lighten it up, and it's going to make it all even, right? And I told you that I like to have, in my photos, I like to have a little bit of shadow. So see how this is shadow right here? I'm not going to really mess with that. I kind of want to just keep it because I like the fact that he's in the air, but I don't want him to be like lost in white space. And then what we're going to do here now, I want to take this layer, I just want to brighten it up a little bit. So let me just zoom out just a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to adjust this layer, just this layer. We're going to adjust just this layer. And our goal is to brighten it up. And so I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit. See, this is dark. And because he's a separate layer, he's not brightening up, but I'm going to brighten up the layer and still having a little bit of shadow. See, there's a little bit of shadow right there. I like that. Maybe I'll go to what, 20? 20 feels good. Okay. And because there's no color, you don't mess with the saturation. So making sure that brightness is above background, but not above on top of layer. Because layer, what we want to do with layer is we want to add more saturation, because we want to add some color to that green jersey. It's really cool. If you look, that's too much color. And I just go a basic. And I think I want to brighten this up. I think he could have a little bit of a brighter, or the colors can pop out a little bit more. So what I'll do is I will take this and I'll brighten him up. You can see his face a little bit more. There you go. And then because I only want to isolate, the brightness to just Mars. Now, if you go down, if you look at my layers, I'm gonna take my layer, I'm gonna select both hue and layer 1, and I'm going to hit Control and click on there and merge the layers. So then that way it's only gonna, those adjustments I made are only gonna be on Mars's layer. See? And if I want to still brighten up, see, now only Mars is brightened up and the colors are brightened up on his side. What I'm going to also do is go back to brightness and maybe just brighten up the background just a little bit more. And if I wanted to add a little bit of drop shadow, I'm going to highlight on brightness contrast 2 layer, which actually, if you want to rename it just so you're not confused, I'm going to say baller. Okay, what you can do is you can go to FX, which is a layer, and then on the layer you can hit drop shadow, and your settings are, if the opacity is, maybe just move it over a little bit so you can see, 35% opacity, which just means a little bit faded. There isn't much there, but you can see there's a little bit of drop shadow around him. See that? That looks kind of cool. And that's how I like to do my white background basketball or any portrait photos. And I'm going to export as, I'm going to make it a JPEG. I like the highest resolution, and then I'm going to hit export. That's it. All right, thanks for watching. The next video is I'm going to show you how to take any person or group or photo that is spilled out from the white. They're on the outside of the white backdrop, and turn that all white. I'll show you. Okay, thanks for watching.